Hi everyone, welcome back to Regent News. Today we have some of our amazing staff of color on to just talk about their experiences teaching at West and teaching in general. So I guess if we wanted to start with names, pronouns, what you do at West.
All right, hi everyone. I'm Miss Her. I teach English. My pronouns are she, her, and hers.
My name is Miss Ajayi. I also teach English, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
Okay, so our first question for you guys was, what makes you want to stay in education? We know it's not easy.
I think for me, it has been very difficult, especially the last couple of years. But I think I continue to stay because I see such value in diversity. Using myself as an example, I always felt left out of the curriculum, right? Being Asian American, not really being exposed to the Asian American experience in literature, right, or in anything. The only thing you know about Asian Americans are just really harmful stereotypes, even if there are positive stereotypes. I believe that diversity is so important for our world, and I believe that diversity is what makes us better human beings. And I continue to stay because one of my goals as an educator is for people to understand how to just really be around someone different, but also accept them and also become just a better human being.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's a huge part of that for me too. And I think it's not that other people don't value diversity in some of those things, but I think that we have, as people of color, a different understanding of the value and what that really means. And so I guess kind of feel a little responsible for giving people access to that. There's that feeling of, if not me, then who?
Yeah.
Even if just by being in a place and having students be able to see that they can be represented in that field, that makes a difference. So not the only reason, but that's a huge part of the reason, is because I think that would have really helped me when I was in high school if I would have had that.
I mean, I have to agree. Even now, my experience has been really similar. I feel really impacted when we have staff of color. I feel really impacted when we don't have staff of color in terms of representation and just feeling comfortable. So how would you guys say your identity, whatever facets of that you want to talk about, has impacted your experience here at West?
So I went to a school that was predominantly white, and I was exposed to literature that was predominantly written by white men. And not really knowing anything about literature as a young high school student, you think that, oh, that's what literature is. It wasn't until college that I was exposed to just different stories being told from different backgrounds and how it's so powerful that all these different cultures and people are also able to tell their stories. And I think for a long time, I felt as though my identity had to be wrapped up in whiteness. And I didn't really come to appreciate and value who I am, my culture, my identity, the Asian American experience until I was exposed to that in college. And so I want people to understand that each and every single person, their identity, their background is valued, and they have a story to tell. Our identity is just so important, and for us to accept that and to be able to use that, and I think it's also just another work that's just transforming as well.
Yeah, and speaking of identity too, I think for me as a person, but also as a teacher, so my dad is from Nigeria, my mom is from Michigan, so I'm biracial. I was in a private school. A lot of what we were exposed to was white literature, and so that's kind of held as like the pinnacle of this is the best. But at home, my dad would make us read lots of African authors, and so there was a lot of, so why do I only get to read this at home, and why do I not get to experience that, whereas somewhere I am like a majority of the day? And so one of the things I like about teaching at West is the elective model for juniors and seniors. I think it gives us more of an opportunity to provide students with different pieces of literature or text that expose them to those identities. It's about being able to have those conversations with students that I really value, and I think those are some of the parts of teaching that I enjoy the most, is when we can just have those honest conversations about what makes us who we are and how valuable that can be.
Yes. Thank you both so much for coming on today and talking about your experiences. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.